What's going on, guys? Joey here, and I'm going to be breaking down the two-game NBA main slate on DraftKings for tonight, Thursday. So first, I'm going to go back over last night's bust of a lineup. And yeah, I ran back that Phoenix Suns stack just because they did so well the other night. Um, but yeah, clearly that didn't come about again last night. They played Utah again. Chris Paul was a bust with Devin Booker having a big night. Cam Johnson was borderline a bust, but not a complete bust at his price. And then Biyombo was okay at 5,500, but I mean, going up against someone who isn't Rudy Gobert, I would have expected a lot more out of him. Then we go to Pascal Siakam after Van Vliet being out the night before. He had about 55 to 60 points. Last night, only 35. You go down to Nurkic. Nurkic at 7,700, only got 33.5 points against probably should have been going either against Kleba or Porzingis. I would assume Kleba, but yeah. So that was a pretty damn bad night for him. Jeff Green, 3 points through the first half, got 16 total in the third quarter, I believe, and then was non-existent in the fourth. And Patty Mills, Davion Mitchell, the two decent things from last night, both great value, but doesn't matter when the rest of the team busts. 32 for Davion Mitchell with Fox and Terrence Davis out, and Patty Mills with Harden getting rolled out last minute. So those are the two good things and a lot of bad. Then we're just going to jump into tonight's two-game NBA slate. First, we go to the Lakers. With the Lakers, I prefer LeBron over AD and Westbrook. LeBron with AD back, eliminated AD. LeBron scored 61 with 34 minutes, 21 shot attempts. Got some boards, got some assists, some steals, some blocks. I mean, like always, LeBron is just all over, which is awesome. So LeBron over Anthony Davis, who only had 25 minutes. Probably going to play something around that again, would be my guess. And then Westbrook. Westbrook, 8,500, a guy who's going to potentially even score in the 20s or even low 30s. There's no way you can get to Westbrook. For value on this team, Malik Monk had a big game, 36 points for him. That's unrealistic usually for him, probably going to score somewhere in the 20s, but with limited value at 4,500, he's a possible option. You can go down to Avery Bradley at $3,200. I think he was in the starting lineup last night. Probably going to score, if he starts again, probably somewhere maybe around 20 or so. But at 3,200 with limited value, a possible option. Especially trying to get someone like LeBron or Embiid or, let me think, D'Angelo Russell or Karl Anthony Towns. If you're trying to get any of those guys in, you got to find someone like Avery Bradley, who might only score 20 or so, but has basically a price next to minimum. Then you go to the 76ers for this game. Embiid is an easy option to go to. I'm not sure if I prefer him or LeBron. You might be able to get both in there with some cheap value if we can find it. But, yeah, Embiid going up against a limited Anthony Davis and then DeAndre Jordan and Dwight Howard. I mean, he should be able to eat tonight. So, you got him at a 73, 65, 67, and 77 in his last four games. Ton of shot attempts. I mean, 24, 32, 25, 23. And double-digit rebounds. He gets some assists. Obviously, he's got his blocks. Last game, it looked like he was basically almost in foul trouble with 5 fouls. But tonight, I think unexpected as much. Going up against Anthony Davis or Dwight Howard, I think he'll be fine. But yeah, so Joel Embiid, a great option with a limited team. Then we go down to Tobias Harris at 7,300. I think he's a great option as well. I mean, this is the game that I prefer out of the two. Tobias Harris, 7,300. Actually, I think a great price for someone who can score 40 plus with that 57-point potential. And he's playing high minutes, 40, 36, 39. He's got mid-teens, shot attempts. And he's going to get you the rebounds, 11, 11, 7. Got some of the assists right there. Got a couple blocks. I mean, does a good amount of work too. Like I said, a limited team, so why not go to Tobias and Tyrese Maxey? Limited amount of guards. Let me go to their guards. As you see, they're out. So Tyrese Maxey at 6,400. Good price for a guy. Now he's not playing great, but a good price for a guy who's got to bring the ball up the court, move the ball around. I mean, he's got to take more shot attempts. I don't think he's taking too many. Yeah, 10, 14, 18. He's got to take some more shot attempts, and he's got to make those shot attempts. And the more he does that, the better, obviously, he'll do. Duh, that was a stupid thing to say. But, yeah, I mean, with the limited amount of guards, you can go to him. Then we got Korkmaz, and we got Thibault. Depending on the starting lineup, I would go to one of those two. Thibault just came back. Korkmaz has been playing 4,800. He's been playing fine. But Thibault, if Thibault's in that starting lineup with Korkmaz, I would lean Thibault. But if Thibault is not in the starting lineup and it's just Korkmaz in there, I would go Korkmaz. So you can go one or the other. But Thibault, a good value option. I think no matter what, if you have to squeeze a guy in there, Thibault would be better at being $1,200 cheaper. So if you play around with this for a second, so you go LeBron, so you go Bradley. I'm sorry, let me do this. Let's do Bradley at small forward. Let's do Korkmaz. I'm sorry, let's do Thibault at power forward. And Embiid at center. And see right there, I mean, that's 4 guys from that one game that you could fit in there and have 5,100 per player left. Then we're going to jump over to the, you know what, let's see what we can do with him. Let's do this. Yeah, so if you can get Tobias Harris in there, you still got 4,400 per player left. But you take him out, yeah, you got the 5,100. So then we're going to move on to Minnesota and Golden State. For Minnesota, I think the first player that kind of stands out to me is D'Angelo Russell. He had a bad game, while Anthony Edwards had a good game. Anthony Edwards had 65 DraftKings points. So I think people are going to flock more his direction because he's more of a, I feel like, fan favorite over D'Angelo Russell. So he should get more ownership as he usually, I believe, does. And he's more expensive than him as well. So why not go to a cheaper guy who, in my opinion, has been playing better the past few games, except for last night. He's been playing better, and he is 600 cheaper. Yeah, he's 600 cheaper. So I would lean Russell over Edwards. Watch that bite me after I just said that. And then we go to Beverly at 4,200. So Beverly is questionable. If he plays, you see what he can do right here. These games. At 4,200, if he can have one of those games, and if he's in and has one of those games, 4,200 is a great price. Then, another guy I want to mention. So I wouldn't play Karl Anthony Towns. Like I said, I like LeBron and Embiid too much to even consider Cat for tonight. But if you go to Vanderbilt at 5,500, I think he's a good option. I mean, 30, 33, and 44 in his last 3 games. The price has actually came down because he's at 5,800, 5,600, and 5,500. He's still 5,500, and now that he just had his best game. He's at his cheapest in the past 3 games. So, yeah, I think Vanderbilt is a good option. And when you look at what I have right here on the screen, kind of limits you on price. So you might have to move things around. But, yeah, let's continue on, and then I'll circle back to that. And then you got Golden State. So, really can't ever play Curry at 10-3, 40, 27, 51, 61, 41. These 2 games are the only times I would have ever considered him, and I still don't. But you got 1, 2, and 3 games in the past 5 where he scored 40 or less, or 41 or less. And at 10-3, that there's just no way to get to that with better plays on here. While Curry is good, he's kind of in a slump, I think, when we look at shooting. 7 for 16, 5 for 20. And then his threes, 2 for 10, 1 for 13. That's just not, it's not normal Curry, so you can't go to him at 10-3 until he gets more consistent and fixes that. You go to Jordan Poole, and it's hard to get to him with Clay back in. Even a limited Klay Thompson limits Jordan Poole's ability to get out there and play. Same with Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins at 5,700. There's no way you can get to him. He's going to play probably mid-20s with Clay back. 26 points. So he is he's not a good option, I don't think. Otto Porter with Clay back. Wiggins playing. With this team basically healthy besides Draymond, Otto Porter is just not even a possible option. And then we'll get to Clay now. So with Clay, his minutes are going up. We've got 21, 23, 22, 23, 26. Who knows, maybe he hits 30 minutes tonight. But Clay has the most potential out of any of those guys, and he's actually the third cheapest, I believe, for tonight. Let me see. Out of them, Poole 54, Wiggins 57. So yeah, he's the third cheapest. He's 5,300. Clay is definitely a possible option. And then we go to center. Real quick for center, Kevon Looney, possible option. 4,700. You could throw him in that utility spot, especially since, like I said, I prefer playing Embiid over any of the other centers. But he is a considerable option. Going up against Cat, maybe he has an okay game, but like I keep saying, there's no value, really. So you have to consider all things. So let's just play around with this for a minute. Take Russell out. Put Clay in the shooting guard spot. Let's see what we get into utility. We've got Wiggins that we can play. Like I said, not a big fan of playing Wiggins, but as a last piece in, he is a possible option. And look, got LeBron, we got Clay, we got Bradley, we got Thibault, we got Embiid, Beverly, Vanderbilt, and Wiggins, which leaves you with $0 left. Usually like to leave a little bit on there to get different. Clearly that's not working out the past few nights, so maybe this is the route I go. But yeah, I mean, that'll do it for the breakdown. Like I said, Lakers and 76ers over the Timberwolves and Golden State. Let's see if so on here I have more of that second game because I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm even both ways, 4 and 4. But some of the value, or somewhat value, comes from that second game. Beverly 42, Vanderbilt 55, Clay 53, Wiggins 57. While that's not super value, those are the cheaper options, and a super cheap Bradley from the first game. Thibault, super cheap if he starts. And then Embiid and LeBron are my two big stars for the night. Yeah, so that'll do it for the breakdown. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment below. Let me know if there's a certain way I should be going about this that's different than this, or any suggestions of different ways I can do this. Thank you.